Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Welcome back to Let's Get Cooking. I am Rashida, and today I'm going to show you how to make some low country shrimp and grits. Grab your apron and let's get ready to cook. For my dish today, I'll be using shrimp and grits. I'm using the instant grits for this recipe. A little bit of half and half, chicken broth, some olive oil, some white wine, shredded cheese, Monterey Jack or cheddar is fine, a couple slices of bacon, some lemon, some scallions, aka green onions, garlic powder, a little bit of Cajun seasoning, salt, and pepper. And that's all you need for this recipe. Okay, I'm going to first start off by making my grits. For the grits, I'm making 4 servings, so I'm using 2 cups of chicken broth mixed with 2 cups of half and half, or whole milk or heavy cream would work, but I believe in putting flavor, building flavor from the bottom up. So I'm putting my cream and chicken broth in. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'll add in 1 cup of grits. The funny thing is, I know how to make grits. My family enjoys grits, but I'm not a big grits person. I will eat them nevertheless for shrimp and grits, savory, but that's the only way. Okay, my milk is coming to that rolling boil, and I quickly added in my grits. And from here, I'm going to make sure to stir so that they don't stick together. There are no clumps. You want to immediately start stirring with a whisk or a spoon. And I'm just going to stir that for a few seconds and let it continue to boil for about another minute. Then I'm going to bring it down to a low simmer, and it will cook nice and quick. Within about 5 minutes, it starts to get thick. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to that, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of shredded cheese, and you'll see how it all comes together in a few seconds. Now, if you like making grits and you like making just the regular old-fashioned 20 or 30-minute grits, that's fine too. Just for this recipe, I decided to go with the instant grits, and they complemented the shrimp very well. They're nice, creamy, hearty, had that nice touch of cheese, not too much cheese. Notice I just added a little bit of cheese to give it some flavor. That's it right there. That's what I was going for. Look at that nice texture, not too thick, not too loose, just right. Those grits look delicious already. Like you can just take them and eat them as is. But it's time to roll over and get these shrimp started. One thing about shrimp and grits, it looks like it is a long process, like it's a long labor of love, but actually this can be done in less than an hour. Right now I'm going ahead and taking 4 to 5 slices of bacon. I cut them up, and I'm just going to go ahead and fry that, cook that up till it's nice and crisp. Then I'm going to discard the bacon and keep that bacon fat in the pan and start flavoring my shrimp and grits with some of that good old bacon fat. So it'll only take a few minutes just to cook it. You want to make sure that it is cooked well so that the bacon is crispy, because that's going to be the garnish at the end. I'm going to just drain it on a paper towel and then bring it back at the end of the dish and just sprinkle it on top of the shrimp and grits. It's definitely optional. It's not a must. If you don't eat bacon, pork bacon, you can definitely omit this step. Okay, here's the pound and a half of shrimp. These are large shrimp. I did not really want to use large shrimp. I prefer to use medium shrimp, a pound and a half to 2 pounds of shrimp, any size that you like. These are large. I would prefer medium, but I'm going to go ahead with what I have. These are like prawns. Anyway, I'm taking some of that olive oil, about a tablespoon, and just pouring that over my shrimp. Some garlic powder, adding some garlic powder. Right now I'm flavoring, getting the flavors into the shrimp because I'm going to saute those on the pan, and I want the shrimp to have its own flavor. So it's going to have some garlic powder, and it's going to have some good old Cajun seasoning. I think I'm using Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning for this dish, but any Cajun seasoning will work. So I have olive oil, garlic powder, and some Cajun seasoning going onto my shrimp. And I'm going to just go ahead and use my wonderful tools, my hands, to mix those in. And I'm preparing my griddle. You can use a griddle or a skillet. Heating that up in advance before I put on the shrimp. Put the shrimp in the pan. Okay, as you see, I'm using the same pan that I cooked the bacon in because that's layering flavors upon flavors. I left about a tablespoon of bacon grease in the pan, and then I'm adding about another tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to start off by mincing my garlic, using 3 to 4 cloves of garlic depending on your taste and how much garlic you like. I love garlic, so I always add a little extra. And I'm going to start to saute some of that garlic right before I put in the shrimp. Put the shrimp into the pan so that the garlic flavor can cook into the shrimp also. One thing about garlic is it will burn quickly and will completely mess up the flavor. So this is a low to medium heat right here. And immediately I'm adding in my shrimp. And now these shrimp will be cooked for quite a few minutes, and you never want to overcook shrimp because they will be too tough and they won't be worth eating. You want that right consistency. So I'm going to cook these on about 2 minutes on each side. Then I'll continue to cook them in the sauce down the road. So 2 minutes on each side. As they begin to turn pink, it's time to flip them. They're not completely done, but they'll continue to cook once I add the other wine and chicken broth with them. The sauce, should I say. Once I add the sauce, they'll continue to cook some more. So 1 to 2 minutes per side. And because these were so big, it took about 2 minutes. If it is the medium shrimp, I will cook it about a minute on each side, and then I will turn them over. Now quickly I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce in the pan, and I'm adding about a 1/4 cup of white wine. And I'm cook that just for a minute or so to cook off the alcohol, and just it'll leave those nice flavors, those nice nutty flavors. Then I'll also add in a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. And I'm cooking these. I'm going to let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once I added the wine and the chicken broth, I am going to add in just a little burst, about a teaspoon of lemon juice, just to give it a nice acidic pop, twist. Just another layer of flavor. Trust me, it all makes a delicious shrimp and grits. And then last, I'm going to add in a little bit of half and half or heavy cream, whichever one you have on hand. And you just need about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And that just makes it a richer, creamier sauce. Not too rich, not Alfredo, but it just gives it a little rich consistency. And a burst of flavor too. Anytime you add cream to a dish, to a sauce, it always just brings it up a notch. Now, as you notice, I did go ahead and take the shrimp out because like I told you, I didn't want to overcook the shrimp, and I noticed I was continuing to cook my sauce a little longer. So I just decided to take out the shrimp, discard the shrimp, set it aside, and I'll bring it back in a few minutes. I did want to let my sauce go ahead and cook for about 5 more minutes. And there is that half and half or heavy cream, whichever you have on hand, and I'm giving that a mix. And as the sauce is cooking, it is reducing and it thickens up a little bit. Just adding a little bit more pepper and Cajun seasoning, just a little bit. We don't want it to be too salty. There's a lot of components, a lot of flavors in this sauce, but it pairs well with the grits. It goes over the grits, goes over the shrimp and grits, and it's just a fabulous combination. Right here, I'm nearing the finish line. I have added back in my shrimp. They look perfectly fine. They have that nice pink color. They are tender. My sauce has reduced and it is ready. Everything's incorporated. These shrimp and grits are ready to go. This is like low country South Carolina cooking. I believe that's like one of the origins of shrimp and grits. And it's just an excellent meal, an excellent dish. People will think that you spent all day in the kitchen. Make it for your friends, make it for your family, or just make it for yourself. Thanks for coming in the kitchen. Thanks for cooking with me. I am garnishing my shrimp and grits with some green onions, some scallions that I cut up, plus that bacon that I had on reserve. Don't forget the bacon. Have a good day. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Make sure you come back, and thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you in the next video.